If you're thinking about moving your family to Austin, Texas, there's no way you haven't considered... What? What's up? Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, so go follow my Instagram.
Stop it. Get some help.
If you're thinking about moving to Austin, Texas, there's no way that you haven't considered or at least heard a ton about Round Rock, which is a super popular suburb kind of just northwest of the city. But in today's video, I'm gonna give you a brutally honest list of the positives and negatives before you consider Round Rock. And FYI, the first pro and the last con are things that I almost never hear people talking about. So you're definitely gonna wanna stick around for the whole entire video and let me know your thoughts. Seriously, let's jump into it. Pro number one, which I never hear people talking about, is the incredibly kind people of Round Rock. I can remember like a few months ago, we were actually filming at Old Settlers Park here in town. And y'all, like, there were so many Round Rock residents who just walked up to us just to figure out what we were doing. And like, I film out here in these suburbs all the time, and we've had people walk up to us like super aggressive, like, why are you filming me? What are you doing? You better delete that. Some people are awesome and some people are weird about it, but so many people in Round Rock walked up to us and were like, hey, what are you guys doing in town? Like, what do you want to film here? Like, they were giving us all these ideas of things to film, and you can tell they just have a genuine love for the town. And actually, while I was starting to film this video, I saw like this like cluster, this like beehive of like middle school, maybe high school students walk up to me, and I was like, oh God, they're gonna like bother me, or they're gonna be weird, because to most middle schoolers, I'm like a total loser. But they all walked up to me and were like, what's up? Like, can we get a shout out on your YouTube channel? Like, what are you doing? Like, they were telling me about their school. They were such nice kids. And I was just like, man, like, nobody talks about this part of Round Rock. And it's just something that personally, I absolutely love. Yeah, just like salt of the earth people. You see what I'm talking about? Now, pro number two is the awesome school district here. So kids who live here are zoned to Round Rock ISD. Round Rock ISD is actually ranked one of the top 5 school districts in all of Central Texas. It might actually be number 3. Living in Round Rock really packs a punch because you get a really great school district. That being said, it is something that you actually have to watch out for, because a lot of people think if they just move to Round Rock, they're automatically gonna be in a great school district, but that is definitely not the case. So if you're sitting there and you're thinking about wanting to move to Round Rock or any of the surrounding areas, and you want to make sure your kids go to an excellent school, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, and we want to point you in the right direction and make sure you end up in the perfect neighborhood. Pro number 3 is like the growing number of kind of local options, restaurants, and things to do. This was definitely not the case, again, like 10, 15 years ago, but now as Round Rock has kind of exploded in population, there is so much to do here. Like, they've got lots of really cute little sweet coffee shops, bookstores, restaurants. I started this video over at Round Rock Donuts, and all around that little town square, there's all sorts of little cute mom and shop local boutique stores. So much to do, and it is so different than it was, again, 10, 15, 20 years ago. All around Round Rock, you're gonna see that a lot of kind of Austin, like local Austin giants have moved into town. So for example, there's a Jack Allen's Kitchen, there's a Pint House Pizza, there's a Salt Traders, you name it, they got it in Round Rock. And on that note, pro number 4 is gonna be tons of shopping options. I mean, first off, you've got the Round Rock Premium Outlets. They have so many different outlet stores. It's like 430,000 square feet of just pure shopping bliss. But in addition to like the retail store stuff, they also have a really great H-E-B. I think they've got like 4 or 5 H-E-B grocery stores here. I think one of the H-E-Bs here has its own zip code. Anything you could possibly want, you're gonna find it in Round Rock. You do not have to go to Austin. You do not have to go to some other town. Whatever you want, grocery, retail, whatever, you're gonna find it in Round Rock. And that brings me to pro number 5, because another thing that you're gonna find in Round Rock is affordable home prices. Just to give you an idea, the average single family home price recently in the city of Austin is just a hair over $800,000, which is crazy. The average single family home price in the city of Round Rock was $492,000 recently. If you're thinking about moving to the Austin area, but you just really want something more affordable, Round Rock has to be a place that you at least consider. And that brings me, you all knew it was coming, to the cons about Round Rock. And there are definitely some cons. The first one I want to mention to you is the traffic. If you talk to anyone from Round Rock and they're brutally honest with you, they're gonna tell you that the traffic is absolutely terrible. And that is probably one of my least favorite things about this town, is that to get in and out of here, you almost have to go on I-35. And I'm pretty sure Interstate 35 was actually invented in hell. It's terrible. I actually can remember back when I was in college, this was around 2006. I lived right around the University of Texas. And I was going out to Round Rock for like a Wednesday night small group or something with one of our college leaders. I can remember having to get onto I-35 and go up to his house around 6 o'clock in the evening. And I swear to you, I sat in traffic on I-35 for about an hour, and that was in 2006, and it's only gotten worse. I think Round Rock would be perfect for you if like you either don't care about sitting in the car forever all the time, or you work a remote job and you don't have to commute in and out of town, or if you work like kind of unorthodox business hours. But even within the city of Round Rock, like depending on what neighborhood you live in and even what part of the neighborhood you live in, that can change your commute up to like 20 minutes one way. If you think Round Rock might be an option for you and you're like, Barrett, I really want to be in my car for my commute as little as possible, you have to reach out to us. Call, text, email, let's set up a Zoom meeting. We want to hear about what your desires for commute are, and we can point you in the right direction for a great neighborhood in Round Rock that minimizes your commute as much as possible. The second con that you need to know about Round Rock is the high property taxes. I'm gonna kind of defend Round Rock a little bit here on this high property tax thing, because a lot of YouTube videos that I see out there about Round Rock just talk about like the devastating property taxes of Round Rock. I just kind of think that's a general Texas thing. I actually don't think the property taxes in Round Rock are all that bad. Generally speaking, just so you know what to expect, property taxes here are gonna run around 1.75 to 2.5%. If you're buying like a $500,000-$600,000 house, you're gonna wanna count on about $12,000 to $14,000 a year just in property taxes. Now, con number 3 that you need to know about Round Rock are the freaking huge neighborhoods. A few years ago, we had a client who bought in a giant neighborhood in Round Rock called Terra Vista. And it's super popular. A lot of people like that neighborhood. And when I checked in after a few months asking, you know, like, how do you guys like it? How do you like living in the neighborhood? They told me something really surprising that I kind of should have known about, if I'm honest. But it was that they didn't like that it took them 10 to 15 minutes one way just to get out of their neighborhood onto the main street to get out of Round Rock. If you're looking in Round Rock, you have to be really, really careful, because on paper, it might seem like you're really close to downtown Round Rock, or it might seem like you're really close to I-35, but you might be so entrenched in like the maze of the neighborhood that it might take you a lot longer to just get out of the neighborhood than you're thinking. Another con about Round Rock, just like the neighborhoods, like the town itself is just really big. I do think that there are some people who move out to Round Rock and they're just like, man, I want to be like away from Austin. You know, I want to be kind of off the beaten path. I just want like super chill, small town vibes. And I'm going to tell you something. There is a lot that you can get in Round Rock, but super small, chill, slow town vibes is definitely not something that you're gonna get. I actually think that the pace of life in Round Rock is pretty similar to the city of Austin, but the bonus that you get is just a lot more space in a house. You get a lot more land for a lot cheaper price, but don't come out here thinking that you're just gonna be in the boonies. The pace of life here is still pretty darn fast. And actually, the last I checked, the population of Round Rock is about 130,000. That alone makes Round Rock itself bigger than a lot of bona fide Texas cities. And that actually makes me think of something else that I wanted to tell you. This isn't a pro or a con, it's just something that you need to know. A lot of people think of Round Rock as purely an Austin suburb. It's purely a place to go for people who really want to live in Austin, but they can't because it's too expensive. I am here to tell you that is definitely not the case. Round Rock is its own thing. It has its own thing going on. Of course, it's really close to Austin, so you get a lot of the benefits of living in Austin by living out here, but you could seriously live in Round Rock and never go into the city of Austin, and you're gonna be just fine. The next con about Round Rock, and this one might be a tiny bit controversial, so sorry, I'm not sorry. It's just not very pretty. And I definitely don't mean the people. The people are quite physically attractive.
Dude, what do you mean? How? How have you? Oh, man. You're just ruining it. Look at my lips, you're ruining it.
I'm not even talking about the buildings. I think there's actually here in downtown Round Rock, I think there's a lot of beautiful old historic buildings. Even there are some newer buildings that I think look pretty good. Like, look at that one right there. It's pretty cool. But I just mean like the terrain. Like, it's pretty flat. It's kind of like giant suburban sprawl out here, especially right as you go outside of downtown. And I think for people out there who are considering relocating to Austin, Texas, from areas like Chicago, New York City, kind of the Bay Area, Los Angeles area, we get a ton of calls from people like that. I think you might think of Austin and just be like, ooh, like the Colorado River runs right through the middle of town, and you've got, you know, Westlake and Lakeway and Dripping Springs. And on a map, on paper, you might look at a place like Round Rock and be like, it's like right there, right? It's like right at the foot of the hill country. No, it's not. And when you're actually here and you can see it, feel it, taste it, I don't know what else you would do to it, you'll see that like Round Rock is pretty far removed from that hill country life, and it's almost all completely flat, and there just isn't a lot of natural beauty out here. Let me know down in the comments if you agree or disagree with any of these hot takes about Round Rock. I don't really think any of these are hot takes. These are just my opinions, people. But what do you think? And if you enjoyed this, you're definitely gonna enjoy the full vlog tour that we did of Round Rock recently, and you can check that out right here. Oh, here we go, baby. Here we go, baby. Look at these nice drivers in Round Rock. These people are awesome. How's it going? That guy's nice. These people, what are we on YouTube? They're so nice. People are so nice here.